pretty much said if the pastor's message is the same old message that I'd heard for the first 18, 20 years of my life, I was just going to walk out. I grew up in the church. You know, it was kind of a ritualistic thing where mom and dad would go to church, you went along with it, and for the next 45 years or so, it was me living my own life and doing what I wanted to do. I always felt the need for something. It was a very hollow existence. I met a member of Union Chapel who was a massage therapist. She asked me about my church, and I said, well, I didn't really do church. She kind of explained a little bit about Union Chapel and the people there and what their beliefs were, and it was a bunch of people that loved God, loved the community, and loved getting together. And so she invited me to come to a service that following Sunday.
And he came with great reluctance. He sat in the back row and was ready to leave at any time. And after the service was over, he came up and he introduced himself as Paul. And then he said, but I'm basically Thomas. I'm not sure I believe in anything you're saying.
The message that Jeremy had that Sunday, I really felt like it was meant for me.
Third church service, he came up to me and he said, I've got to ask you, is this how it's supposed to be? And I initially thought he was talking about the service or how dull the sermon was, or did he not like the music, or I don't know that I understand, what do you mean? He said, there's something going on in my heart and I don't know what it is. And we met for coffee and we went through the gospel.
Then through the course of about 2 weeks, I gave my life to Christ. It was overwhelming for me. It really was. It was a very emotional and overwhelming feeling that I got. I texted Jeremy that I'd given my life to God.
And so I called him as soon as I could, and he picked up the phone and he said, you'll never guess what happened to me. I was at work and I was walking down the hallway and I was praying, Jesus, I give you my life, do something with it. I submit to you, it's all yours. And he said, at that moment, I finally felt free. He said he couldn't get me on the phone right away, so all he knew what to do is to walk up and down the hallways and tell anybody who would listen that Jesus had just saved him.
That hollowness that I felt throughout my life was now filled. It may sound like a stretch, but I know without Union Chapel and the people there, I wouldn't be saved.